In this video, we'll set up a forecast trajectory for ticket sales using the full version of the forecasting module. The first thing we need to do is choose our future performances for which we want to set targets. You can use the full range of filters in the RMA or use a saved filter that you've made before. Today, we're going to choose an upcoming production called Confetti. We filter just like any other RMA report. In this case, we just want the Friday and Saturday nights of this show. Then, the module asks us which method we want to use to set our targets. There are several ways to set a trajectory, but most commonly you'll want to create one based on comparator sales curves. We can choose whether this is for all sales, just subscriptions, or just single tickets, and then whether it's tickets or income. It's always recommended to start with tickets. Next, we need to filter for our comparators from the past. The forecasting module goes ahead and puts in maturation as a filter because you only want to base a forecast on complete performances. If you've already made some comparator groups, you might have a saved filter that you want to use here. But in this example, we're going to filter for a past show by the same company in the same space. This one was called November. And to get the best prediction, we again want just the Friday and Saturday nights. Now we view our comparator trajectory. This shows us the opening and closing sales curve, just like in the sales curve report. We're seeing a separate coloured line for each of our past performances of November. Then, through the middle, the black line is the average of them all. This line is what will become our target for each performance of Confetti. When we're using this route through the module, we can also choose how many weeks we view on each side of the chart. We happen to know that both Confetti and November have long sales cycles, so let's choose to view more weeks. However many we choose, the forecasting module will always make forecasts for all the weeks of your upcoming sales cycle, filling in any gap in the middle. Now we might decide that yes, November is a good fit, or we might think this includes a few outlier performances. If there's one that we want to remove from our average, we can just right-click on it and we get the option to remove this line. If, however, we are happy with the shape of our line, we can choose to save this as the target. Now we have a choice: save, job done, or maybe we want to make some slight tweaks to the shape. There isn't always a perfect comparator for your show, and maybe we want to, for example, slightly bump up the curve. In that case, we choose Edit. The Edit screen shows us our saved curve, and we can change it by either dragging the shape or using the Edit Numbers panel. To change the shape, just grab hold of any data point and drag up or down. The RMA will make sure that this remains a cumulative curve, so it will move other points for you to make sure it doesn't dip downwards. If our edits have been too extreme, like here, we can always choose Undo to remove our changes. You can also use the Edit Trajectory Numbers panel to make a smooth edit to a whole section of your curve. This can be to all weeks, or just a section from one point to another. In this example, let's choose just from 6 weeks before performance to the end. This can be an increase or a decrease, and a percentage or a number of tickets. And if this were an income curve, you would see currency here. We just enter our number of tickets and apply. If we've gone too far, we can always undo our changes again. Once we're completely happy with the shape of our curve, we can choose Save if we want to remain on this screen, or Save and Close. That edited trajectory has now been saved as the target line for all of those upcoming confetti performances on Fridays and Saturdays, including filling in any gap we left in between our opening and closing side of the curve. You can now use this trajectory as the basis for other actions in the forecasting module, which you can learn about in other videos and help pages.